And we'll now have the call to order for the Board of Adjustments for the City of Pembroke Pines. We have a roll call by Madam Clerk.
Member Apadandalo? Present. Member Brito? Here. Member Pitts?
Here.
Member Almira? Member Turner? Here. Chairman Crawl?
Here.
You have a quorum?
They waiting in the parking lot or something? Okay, thank you. We do have a quorum. And we'll entertain a motion for excused absence at the close to the end. General Counsel will now give instructions to the residents for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the public, the members of this Board of Adjustment are volunteers. They are true public servants here to serve the citizens and the residents of the city of Pembroke Pines. They're here to decide applications presented to them tonight. There are 3 applications or 3 cases with multiple variances on the agenda tonight. The decisions from this board for approval require a minimum of 3 votes. Short of that 3 votes, the item will be deemed denied. These hearings are quasi-judicial. That means that all the witnesses who plan on coming up to the podium and speaking will need to stand and be sworn in before you are able to speak. The city will present the case, and the board will go through the application, and then you'll have every opportunity to present whatever information or testimony you have to support you being granted a variance. At the conclusion of the testimony, the chairman will open it up to the public for public discussion, and he will close the hearing, and the board will make a decision tonight on your application. With that being said, if you plan on coming and speaking tonight, please stand and rise so you can be sworn in. Please all stand up. You can all stand up if you plan on speaking. If you're just here to support, you can remain seated. Sir? Sir, do you plan on speaking today? Yes. No, I'm talking to the gentleman behind you who just walked in. All right. Here you go. All right. You raise your right hand. You swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right. If you haven't been sworn in, you can't speak. But you'll be able to speak. You just have to get sworn in individually if you didn't do so already. All right, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, General Counsel. Evelyn and Earl Brinkley, please come forward. Good evening. Turn the mic on. Just button it. Very good. Okay. Evelyn Brinkley, owner, submitted 2 residential zoning variances, request to legalize an existing roof structure for the property located at 21591 South Heritage Circle in the Holly Lake neighborhood, which is zoned residential mobile home, RMH. On September 17, 2024, the City Code Compliance Division cited the property for work performed without building permit. Code case 240902754. On April 8, 2025, the owner submitted a permit application, RR 25-03393, to perform the installation of stucco finish over the existing mobile home envelope facade. However, the permit application cannot be approved as existing conditions of the property does not meet the requirements of the city land development. As a result of the existing work, the petitioner would like to start the legalization process for the retention of an existing 23.61 foot by 12.52 foot roof structure located at the rear of the mobile home. She's submitting ZBR 2025-0044 to allow a 3.85 foot augmenting to 4.06 foot setback along a segment of the rear property line instead of the required 8 foot rear setback for the existing structure. Also, ZVR 2025-0045 to allow 0-foot setback along a segment of the rear property line instead of the required 5-foot rear setback for the existing property. After reviewing the petitioner's initial request, according to the survey, a portion of the building, the rear approaching to the rear setback. There are no records of an existing permit for this property. The petitioner, whether the board's consideration of variances request does not preclude the property owner from obtaining all necessary development-related approval permits. The property is located in Holly Lake neighborhood, and there is no homeowners association for this property. On page 406, the owner submitted a request based on the fact that it's constructed for ongoing rehabilitation and emotional recovery, servicing as a safe, accessible, and therapeutic area for her well-being. There's more here. She has lived there for over 25 years, and she has experienced many health issues, and she uses this as therapy and relaxation. I won't read all the medical reports here into the record, but staff has this, and you can see it for your own decision making. We also have maps of the mobile home with the enclosed terrace in the back. Okay. I kind of paraphrase all that you submitted, but is there anything else you'd like to add on your behalf for this case?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Chairman and members of the board. As you know, I want to thank you, first of all, for allowing me to give you even though I've already presented all the information, just to let you know that I'm here tonight, even though to ask for the approval and the variance, and let you know that, of course, this was essential to my health and my well-being, and I have been here for over 25 years and make sure that my property and that I'm able to comply with anything and everything that the city has always, set forth for me to come through. Due to things that I have suffered between a stroke in the last 8 years, just before this situation happened, I had a ruptured brain aneurysm and a stroke, which I ended up basically a year and 7 months in a hospital. And I underwent an emergency radiotomy where my doctors basically told me I had just about mere loss of life within a few seconds. So I entered a long period of disability and rehabilitation. And during that time, at the same time, my family and we faced a devastating loss, which was the loss of both my sons at the age of 19 and 20 within a short period of time. And as my son passed away, which was the same condition that I went through, which was a ruptured brain aneurysm, at that time, I wasn't educated about anything like that. So as I struggled with both neurological recovery and deep grief, this patio structure became for me like a sacred space that they built for me, and it offered the therapeutic outdoor environment for my physical therapy, emotional renewal, and just to stay grounded and hopeful. And, being a Christian, it was my peaceful where I kind of had my faith always grounded on that with, Bible studies. I am asking for the variance because the patio's location was dictated by the continued unique constraint of the land itself, as it's shown on the certified survey, and the seawall behind my mobile home and the lake at the rear, which is very strictly limits the buildable area where the patio was built at the time. The curve of the heritage circle itself creates that irregular lot shape with the natural infrastructures and the constraints, and it was the only viable location to create that space for myself. We've always been a responsible owner, and we deeply care over my neighborhood and my property. The homeowner at the time has reviewed everything, and they provided full approval. It does not interfere with any type of drainage or for any of my neighbors. Requiring its removal because of my retirement and disability right now would require such an emotional burden for me at the moment. But because the space was born out of necessity for basically like survival for me to become a place of peace and healing where I can sit in the back and just kind of overly just like get grounded. I've lost most of my families and everything. And at that time when they created this space for me, not knowing with all the things that were going on and myself not being able to represent and explain and do things maybe in a legal part at that moment, I guess I was under the impression after as time went by that what they call the after fact permit would be able to do. So of course, we did the permit for the stucco, and then from there on it went, and just taking time trying to do all the different steps. I was not aware of everything that is going on legally. But of course, I am asking for this variance because of the constraint of the lot in the back. It is still within the property line. It was just, I guess, had no idea within how much setback it had to be done. But I'm here to rectify, and if I continue with anything else that I have to do, because, like I said, I am a member of the City of Pembroke Pines, and I want to follow up and make sure that I am compliant in anything that I could be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My concern, and thank you for, I didn't want to read the entire family history in the public, but
Right.
you did so, and your neighbors have no problem with the structure. Concerned about, because we're in a hurricane zone, mobile
Yes.
home, make sure that you comply with all the requirements from building and zoning, because
Exactly.
this is a mobile home, and during a hurricane, it's susceptible to very high winds, and
Yes.
you could lose the structure you have. So
Of course.
be prepared. It may take some time to rectify and correct what they recommend.
Exactly.
But please do so. Okay. And because you're backed up to a lake and you got a seawall there, you don't have anyone in the rear to offer objections.
Exactly.
I don't have any further questions, Mr. Co-Chair.
No further questions.
Mr. Pitts.
No question, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Abendandello.
No, sir.
Mr. Turner.
No questions.
Anyone from the audience, any questions regarding this variance? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
Sir, I'd like to make a motion for approval of ZVR 2025-0044 regarding the 8 rear setback to be approved under 155.301.01C.
I second.
It's been motioned second for the approval of ZVR 2025-0044. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Yes. Member Abendanlo?
Yes.
Member Rito?
Yes.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Motion passes.
ZVR 2025-0045.
Sir? I make a motion for approval under ZVR 2025-0045 to be approved regarding the 5-foot rear setback under 155.3011.C.
I second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Member Abendanlo?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Member Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Motion passes.
ZVR 2025-0046.
Sir, again, I make the motion for approval for ZVR 2025-0046 under 155.3011C.
I second.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Member Abendanlo?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Ms. Brinkley, you have all Your variance has been approved. Please see the clerk for any further actions. And as we said before, it's a mobile home. We're in the beginning of a hurricane season. Let's make sure that everything is tied down. It may take a little time, but we want to make sure it stays intact.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And
God bless.
just to let you know that I have taken those steps on tie down and everything else. That's been like, of course, just I'm always prepared on top before things like that happen. But I want to thank you so much for your time and for giving me this request. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And let's remember, everything in the city has to have permits.
Yeah, the wind blows, they want a permit.
Thank you so much.
I kind of jumped the gun. We need to have approval of the minutes from our March 5th board meeting.
Mr. Chair, I move a motion to approve the minutes from the March 5th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Second.
A second.
Okay. We could do this consent. All in favor of the approval of the March 5th, 2026 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes stands approved. Thank you, Mr. Pitts. LaShonda Jones.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm
You can sign in, please.
Good evening, Chair and board members.
Are you representing Ms. Jones?
Yes, I'm Danny Jones. I'm the husband.
Oh, is she here?
She was here earlier.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you all this evening. I appreciate your time and consideration for my request. I am here to request approval of a variance for an existing attached structure on my property, which is currently located approximately 5 feet from the property line. The structure is used for a private office and storage space and is an accessory to the primary residence. I want to acknowledge up front that the structure was built without full permitting process, and I take full responsibility for that. And I'm here in good faith to resolve this in full compliance with the city's requirements. Due to the configuration of the lot, the placement of the existing home, the site was related constraints and such space limitations and layout, the setback requirement would create a difficulty in putting the structure on the property. The structure is permanent. It's structurally sound and does not negatively impact any of the neighbors. It does not affect any of the properties surrounding the area. It does not create any drainage issues or any safety concerns, and does not interfere with access to any adjacent property. There's no commercial activity surrounding our area and no traffic, and it's not disturbing any property next to it. It's strictly a private office and a storage space. No business or personal business is being run out of there. I don't have any extra, people coming to visit or staying there. It's not an extra room for anybody to stay in or anything like that. And none of the neighbors in the area have brought anything to my attention concerning their concerns about the structure. And it does not pose or present any issues or concerns with anyone in the neighborhood that I have known or anyone has brought to my attention. So what I'm requesting is that Only the minimum relief necessary to allow the structure to remain as it is and currently exists. I'm not requesting to expand it or to make it any larger or any bigger. I'm fully committed to complying with all the building and safety and zoning requirements moving forward and completing any requirement steps that's required by the city, going through the permit process to get everything fully done correctly. So I respectfully ask the board to consider the lack of impact and the support or not support of any neighbors or any complaints from any of the neighbors, and approve the variance. Approval would allow me to bring everything into compliance without unnecessary demolition or tearing the structure down or causing any undue stress in the neighborhood. Thank you again for your time and consideration.
Mr. Jones, let me thank you for your review. Let me start with LaShonda Jones, and your first name is?
Denny Jones. Denny
Jenny
Jones.
Jones,
Denny.
residing at 8820 Northwest 5th Street, Pembroke Pines, 33024. You submitted 2 residential zoning variances request to legalize an existing addition for the single-family resident located at that area in the Westview neighborhood, which is zoned residential single-family. August 1st, 2025, the City Code Compliance Division cited the property for work done without a permit. Cold case number 250802410. And you have stated that you want to legalize it and comply with all building regulations for this personal office and storage space only. ZBR 2026-0003 to allow a 4.3-foot side setback along a segment of the eastern side of the property line instead of required 7.5 side setback for an existing 24.6-foot by 8.6 office and storage area. Also, ZBR 2026-0004 to allow 2'3", augmenting to 2'6" setback along a segment of the eastern side property instead of required 5-foot side setback for an existing 34 feet 6 inch by 10 foot by 6 inch patio and walkway. There's no HOA in the area.
No, sir.
And from what you told me and what I've added here, no commercial use, only for storage.
Only for storage.
And you will comply with all requirements for building and zoning since this is an after-effect situation.
Absolutely.
Mr. Brito.
No further questions?
Mr. Pitts.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Appendando.
No, sir.
Mr. Turner.
No questions.
Any questions from anyone from the audience? I'll entertain a motion for ZVR 2026-003.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve ZVR 2026-0003 to allow a 4.3 setback along a segment of the eastern side of the property line instead of a 7.5 setback for an existing office storage addition.
I second.
The motion is second for ZVR 2026-0003. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Brito?
Yes.
Member Abendondolo?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Crawl?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion for ZVR 2026-0004.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve ZVR 2026-004 to allow a 2 to 3 augmenting setback along the segment of the eastern side property line instead of the 5-foot side setback for an existing patio and walkway.
I second.
The motion is second. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Abendondolo?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Crawl?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Mr. Jones, both variances have been approved. Please see the clerk for any further instructions, and please comply with all building regulations for after-the-fact construction. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Some people do, some people don't.
Mr. Marco and Develian Ruiz.
Good evening.
Okay. Mr. Marco and Devlin Ruiz resides at 11911 Northwest 22nd Street, Pembroke Pines, Florida, 33026. The owner submitted 4 residential zoning variances requests to legalize existing conditions.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I believe there's 8. There might be some on the back.
Yeah, give me a correct report here. 8.
Yeah, I think it's because there's multiple variances for the same thing, just in different areas. So it's like the
Oh, yes.
eastern
Yeah,
side.
just keep
setback.
reading the report. You will notice why there's 8, initially 4.
I should have counted. Submitted 8 residential zoning variance requests to legalize existing construction at the property located at 11911 Northwest 22nd Street in the single-family residential zone, District R1C. On November 2nd, 2023, and September 18, 2025, the City Code Compliance Division cited the property for work performed without building permits. Cases number 231104, 172, and 250-903-042. On October 23rd and 26th of 2024, the applicant submitted building permit application number RX24-12443, RO24-12616 to construct a circular drive and to install a 21.2-foot by 21-foot metal frame awning attached to the front facade of the house for a carport. However, the building permit application cannot be approved as the work on the property exceeds the provisions of the City Land Development Code, LDC. And you're requesting ZVR 2026-005 to allow 4-foot front setback. This is required 25-foot setback for the awning carport. ZVR 2026-006 to allow 75% front lot coverage instead of required 40% front lot coverage for the existing circular driveway in the family residence. ZVR 2026-0007 to allow 49% width of a lot instead of required 40% width of a lot for an existing circular drive in the residential property. ZVR 2026-0008 to allow 4.4-foot setback along the segment of the eastern side property line instead of required 5-foot for the circular driveway. After reviewing the application initial requests and per the update survey, it was discovered further modification of the property, walkway, patio along east side and west sides of the home, an existing 39.1 by 17.2-foot open-sided roof structure attached to the rear wall of the home. This also was non-permitted work, so the owner requested ZVR 2026-0009 to allow 1.25-foot augmented to 1.4-foot setback along the segment of the eastern side property. This required 5-foot setback for an existing 68 by 4.9 walkway, patio. Also ZVR 2026-0010 to allow 4.6 setback along the segment of the western side property line, so it required 5-foot for the existing pool deck. ZVR 2026-0011 to allow 1.1 setback along the segment of the western side property, so it required 5-foot for an existing 55-foot by 6.59 walkway patio. ZVR 2026-0012 to allow 2 trees instead of required 5 trees in a single-family residence property larger than 8,000 square foot area, typical lot. Per staff review, City Archives, no permanent information can be found for detached work on the property. However, staff search gathered and included copies of historical surveys for permits, application for construction projects, fence, swimming pool, deck, screen enclosure, and a copy of the tree removal permit issued by the city in 2003. Per Dade County imagery, the open side roof structure and the rear deck enlargement and walkways had existed at a location at least since December 2018. How long, were you a resident there in DC?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And 2019 respectively? Okay. Okay. You've attached medical records for a family member stating that the enclosure required for health issues
Yes, sir.
to tolerate heat and sun exposure, and you also work from home in this area.
I'm sorry?
And since you work from home,
Yes, she does.
for health, to not, be exposed to extreme heat.
Yes, sir.
And you've also attached medical records, which I will not read into the record here, but several medical records for your wife and her medical conditions.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to the
I
synopsis?
prepared a whole statement because public speaking just isn't my forte, so in an effort not to ramble on, maybe I'll read some of it.
Please.
First of all, thank you for the opportunity to speak, and thank you for your time. I wasn't aware you guys were voluntary, unpaid. That's very brave of you. I'm here to respectfully request approval of this variance related to the modifications made to my home as reasonable accommodations. These modifications were not taken lightly. They were necessary due to a medical condition. What I can say is that these modifications were made in good faith to support my wife's health and quality of daily living, along with her elderly uncle, which we care for daily during the week. Every modification was done thoughtfully, carefully, and professionally. I used high-grade materials, and I made sure that they met safety and longevity standards. This is not a situation where corners were cut. They were done correctly and professionally, while also being mindful of my responsibilities to my neighbors and as a homeowner in the community. More importantly, these upgrades do not create any negative impact on my neighbors or the surrounding area. In fact, I'm fortunate to have the support of my neighbors, some of whom are here today, under no pressure for me to attend, by the way. I lost my place. In fact, I'm fortunate to have the support of my neighbors, some of who are here today, and others who could not make it, but instead insisted in providing letters of support, which I have in my possession. I'm happy to share with you guys. I'm very appreciative of them for that. The neighbors you see here today, along with the ones who have written letters to the board, are immediate neighbors which either live in direct line of sight or walk past my home on nearly a daily basis. This small fact is important, as they are the only ones affected by these modifications, as we live at the end of a quiet, peaceful street with no other traffic than ourselves. I believe that while these modifications were not made for the aesthetic value, it turns out that was a welcome byproduct, hence the neighborly support. Additionally, all the work has been completed to code using high-quality materials with careful attention to safety and durability. These improvements not only meet required standards, but they also enhance the overall appearance of the property and contribute positively to the character of the neighborhood. This request is consistent with the principle of the City Planning and Zoning Department, in that it does not harm the public interest and supports the health and safety and welfare of my wife and her elderly uncle, as well as beautifying the neighborhood. I respectfully ask the board to consider the unique circumstances involved and to grant this variance as a reasonable and fair outcome. We're prepared to legalize everything we've already submitted for permitting some time ago for all the items. While it seems like a lot, they're all related, so it's all the side setbacks on the pavers and the coverage of the paver and obviously the canopy.
How many cars are in your family, sir?
I have 7 cars registered in the house, plus a boat, which I keep in Pembroke Pine storage, and so it gets a little difficult. Don't like parking on the easements where you're killing the grass and on the streets, and so aside from the wife condition, it's been a blessing for many other reasons, you know.
And you park those 7 cars in the paved area there?
I do. Well, I have 2 in the garage and then others outside.
You have a lot 78 feet by 145.
Yeah.
You basically covered up every piece of your lot, your residence there, which allows for no drainage at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't say every piece, because I have the planters there, which allows the water to drain coming off the roof. We have zero drainage issues. The neighbors can testify. We don't even get a puddle on the street. That's not really an issue in our area. I have actually a city drain at the end of the block, which is a house down. There's really no issues with that.
Looking at the picture, sir, there's very little room there for any water, for grass, or drainage. Unfortunately, you have pavers there to absorb some of the water.
Yeah, they're a little permeable. Yeah.
We're entering hurricane season, and the fact that you have a drain, and sometimes the requirements, the 40% requirement, which was increased from 35 for front lot coverage for covered areas, was to allow a little variance. But you're asking for a 75% increase, which is basically, if every neighbor took it upon himself to do this, we would have a issue with flooding in your area. And yes, there's a lake and back for it to drain to, but when this was developed with those requirements, it was to protect yourself and your neighbors from high rains and flooding. So, Christian, has there been any meetings with you to address any kind of remedies? Because you know the things that we're looking for that could be a problem.
Well, my interaction with the petitioner goes back to 24, 23, been working with them through conversations, sharing information, and recommendations have been made. However, over the item is before you, you need your assistance. However, we have discussed extensively. Sure.
Okay.
That's the best that I can say.
Thank you. You have 8 here.
I'm sorry?
You have 8 here variances.
Yes, sir.
Ruling on this board is final. You have the option to maybe review or remove 1 or 2 that you may want to reconsider with staff. You have the option to do so. But I'm going to say for myself personally, the ZBR 2026-006 with the coverage of your home poses, an issue. You're outside of our limit.
Again, there are no issues with any kind of drainage. It's been there for 3 years, and we don't even get a single puddle on the block. I don't see where removing a couple rows of pavers is going to rectify or solve anything. I don't see myself removing any of it now. I respectfully request that you guys reconsider and.
We haven't had any discussion in the voting.
I'm sorry. I thought you said
I'm offering my opinion, giving you a little heads up, giving you a chance to reconsider.
Yeah.
You have.
Here's the issue: is that in order to remove a couple rows of pavers, I would have to tear up a lot of the work that's done: landscape lighting, gravel, stainless steel borders to keep grass from coming in. It's not like I can just come in and remove a couple rows. And I understand your concern. But again, I don't see that concern specifically in our area.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions, Mr. Frito?
No, I think you covered it.
Mr. Pitts?
No, I think you answered my question. You're saying that there are stationary vehicles inside of the garage currently.
Yes,
that's primarily parked like majority 100% of the time.
Permanently.
Okay.
Not permanently, but semi-permanently.
Yeah. I think I'm good, Mr. Chair. No more questions.
Again,
Well, I got a question. Sir, with respect, and I appreciate the good faith, I appreciate everything's built to code, everything you've done is above board, your materials, your neighbors are here to support you, everything's fine. You got 7 cars, a couple cars in the driveway, that leaves 5 outside. If they're okay with it, I'm okay with it. But my question is this: beautiful home, Pembroke Lakes, all this work. Why not the permit? Why not go to the city before you did anything? You're an intelligent man. Why didn't you pull a permit?
well, because to be honest with you, while I may seem intelligent or look intelligent, I was under the impression I did all of that work myself, believe it or not. And my neighbors can attest to that too. Even down to building the structure for that canopy. I do stainless steel for a living. I wasn't I thought if I just did it
Sir,
myself,
it's a
it wasn't a
$1
problem.
million house. You don't get there by being ignorant. You
Well-
live in the city of Pembroke Pines. You're a sharp man. I applaud what you said. I love the way you talk. I don't know why you're gun shy. You did better than everybody.
Well,
okay, and I appreciate the
it's just
people
not
you
my
brought
thing.
here. I may not be your forte, but you jumped right in. But I got to tell you the truth. You're a successful man. You got a beautiful home. I applaud you. But all you had to do was roll down and get a permit. Any adult could comprehend that. Now you're over 75% over, and we have to try to help you, and we're your neighbor. We want to work with you, and he's giving you the hint going, go talk to Mr. Christian over there. Maybe you could work something out. And I know you have this electricity you got to pull up, and you got all these things you got to pull up. But sir, with all due humility, there was nothing permitted, and that electrical guy did look at that. And I mean, in all this good faith, and everything's up to code, but the city doesn't know that. I believe you 1,000% that everything's perfect. A man of your character wouldn't do anything any less. But the reality is, in the city of Pembroke Pines, you gotta pull a permit. And you got a lot of stuff here. You got 8 items, and I understand 1 or 2 may be redundant, but the rest of them, you gotta pull permits. Now, you live on the back of the water. Now, I don't think there could be any flooding. You live on a canal. The water goes in the canal, so how could it puddle up in front of your house? But the biggest thing we're concerned with on this board is this thing called percolation. They drilled it into me when I first came on this board. That is, when the water comes down, it has to have a place to go. We live in South Florida. That's the most important thing in the world. We can't get flooded out. The property damage, flood insurance. Just recently, the governor says everybody has to have flood. Even if you don't live in a flood zone, you got to have flood. Everybody's got flood insurance now. So that's what everybody's concerned about. So when we keep asking you, we're worried about the water, we're worried about the water, that is our primary position. Now, the only thing I'm going to beg you, I'm going to implore you, I'm going to plead you, maybe you want to table this and maybe you want to go talk to him and work something out that you can live with. Because if we vote on this, it might not be satisfactory to you because it's an awful lot to ask. So, I mean, but what is easy to do is to talk to the city and come to a meeting of the minds and come back here and we'll work with you, I promise. We're here for our neighbors. We're not here, we don't represent the city, we represent the citizens. So whatever you want to do, if you want to go forth with the vote, we're there.
Look,
but if
I appreciate the scolding. I probably deserve
that isn't a scolding. I'm on your side. I'm on your team. I want you to win, but I don't see how. I want you to win.
I just don't see that anything that I remove to satisfy the board.
Not us, him. The city of Pembroke Pines. We're here trying to make this happen for you, to work with you, to make you win. We are your neighbor. We're here for you. We're not here against you. We're here to represent you. We are the buffer between the city and the citizen. But you got to give us something to work with. And that's what I'm imploring you, sir. Because this is, I'm going to tell you personally, this is a lot to ask. It really is. But what is, if you could figure out a way somehow to come together with the city, you're not going to have a problem with us. Because we're going to applaud you for working with us. But if you want to do the vote, you go right ahead. But I'm telling you, it's an uphill thing. Your choice.
1 out of 8, sir. 1 out of 8. Mr. Turner.
No other questions, no questions.
And Mr. Christian, it's no cost for him to make a reconsideration. Like
Pardon? Can you repeat that, please?
There's no cost for him to meet with staff to reconsider.
There's nothing for me to discuss further. We have been dealing with this situation for over 3 years. There's nothing else for me to recommend or suggest or do anything else. I have my encouragement is to anybody to follow the code. That we have a code. That we're here. There's nothing else for me to say or to provide an opinion. What I can say, Mr. Ruiz has been has cooperated with me to allow us to get into the property and document the existing beautiful conditions related to the material. Right, but unfortunately it's excessive and that's what we're here. There's nothing else for me to say. It's up to the board. If we decide to table this for my future, revisit, with the understanding that probably advertisement fees and others will have to be satisfied. That's all that I'm going to say.
And also, anyone from the audience have anything to add or to say? Okay. Come on, let's come in, sign your name and. State your name and that. Sir, please remain.
Good evening. Do you need my
Your
address?
name and address, yes.
Timothy Neal, 11910 Northwest 23rd Street, Pembroke Pines, 33026. My house backs up to his across the lake. As we've discussed, it's beautifully maintained. It's not an eyesore. It's probably like the prettiest property around. I'm a retired firefighter. The structure in the front, from my opinion and being in the recovery of multiple hurricanes, is not a windstorm issue. It's a canvas or fabric cover. Also, I was there in 1999. We had Hurricane Irene, 17 inches of rain. All our streets were dry. We've never had a street flooding issue, even as it was alluded to that now everybody has to pay flood insurance. From 25, 26 years in that neighborhood, streets have never flooded. They've had a few puddles on them and it goes away in a day. I would like to support Mr. Rios in his request.
We're all supporting our neighbors, as Mr. Abendalo said. But as you have one home to start, others take up the same scenario. And that's where we have engineers, city engineers, to calculate drainage, because our pipes are just so much to allow for retention of water. And I'm going to offer you once again a chance to reconsider with staff, ZVR 006, to reconsider.
Thank you, John.
The one with the 75% front lot coverage.
Sure, I can reconsider.
You can table that and come back with a workable solution. Like you said, you did the work yourself.
Give it a month.
Yes, sir.
You did the work yourself. So it's, like I said, we have to abide by, we can offer rules, but then we cannot go against certain regulations and building code. We're governed by the South Florida building codes. And they keep increasing the wind load every year. It's not a wind load issue, but the drainage. If you've ever driven down Pines Boulevard on a 4-day rain, the first lane of that road is underwater. The sidewalk is underwater. The swell is full.
I haven't witnessed it myself, but again, that's not the
I
case
experience it all the time, every
that's not the
hurricane
case
season.
in our particular area.
Yeah.
But, okay.
And like I said, once again, when one home does it, other homeowners may do the same. And we have a catastrophe. And it starts here with this board giving leniency. We're lenient in many ways.
Understood. So do you want me to do that now, or is this something we table and come back to? Or?
Just that one. I'm speaking out of turn, but I think that we kind of, over our history here together, we know which one would give us an issue. ZVR 006, would you consider tabling that one and meeting with staff and working out a reasonable solution to be within the guidelines that's acceptable to this board and to the building department?
Okay.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Entertain a motion for ZVR 2026-005.
Sir, I make the motion for ZVR 2026-005 to approve it under 155.301 1C.
I second.
The motion is second for ZVR 2026-005. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Member Abendalo?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Motion passes.
ZVR 2026-007.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve it under 155.301-1-C for ZVR 2026-0007.
I second.
Been motion and second for ZVR 2026-007. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry, I was confused.
We're going to table 006.
Okay, and who seconded?
I seconded.
Thank you. Member Avendandolo?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Motion passes.
ZVR 2026-008.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion for approval of ZVR 2026-0008 under 155.301 1C.
I second.
Motion and second. Madam Clerk.
Member Avendandolo?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Motion passes.
ZVR 2026-009.
Go ahead.
I motion to approve ZVR 2026-009 underneath section
1C.
Oh, 1C.
Gotcha, yeah. I second.
In motion and second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Member Amendola?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Chairman Cross?
Yes. ZBR 2026-0010.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve ZVR 2026-0010 to allow 4.6 setback along the segment of the western side of the property under section 155.301, subsection C.
I second.
Motion and second. Madam Clerk.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Amendola?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Cross?
Yes.
Motion passes.
ZBR 2026-0011.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve ZVR 2026-0011 to allow 1.1 setback along the segment of the western side of the property line under section 155.301, variance 1, subsection C.
I second.
Motion and second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Amendola?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Cross?
Yes.
Motion passes.
We didn't have a chance to discuss the reasoning to allow 2 trees as opposed to having 3 at a minimum.
I make a motion.
But
I believe that's a misunderstanding. When you read out in the beginning, there was a permit, a tree removal permit issued in 2003. And I guess they looked at an aerial, and there's like a small magnolia tree that was there. And we took that out and put in the 3 palm trees, but there was never a shade tree or a canopy tree on the property.
So you have 3 trees.
I have three palm trees at the front and a bunch of bushes and podocarpus, and there's plenty of landscape.
Can we see the front of the home again?
Looks like a forest.
So, Mr. Zamora, is this still an issue? Because he has 3 palm trees there, and that is the minimum.
Yeah, well, there's a technicality. A palm tree technically is not a tree, right? Because it doesn't have the value in terms of canopy. But we're not discussing the species, we're discussing the amount.
Can I make a motion?
The amount?
Yes.
So you have 3 trees, so.
I have 3 palm trees, but the zoning department looks at 3 palm trees as equal to 1 canopy tree. But I never had a canopy tree. There was never a canopy tree on the property. There's aerials from a few years back, and what was there was a small magnolia, and we took that out and put in 3 adult palm trees.
Yes, actually, this the Ruiz family share a record from back in the day, 2003, and that it was issued at the same time when the pool was done. But I'm not clear, couldn't really confirm whether the required material was put back in the property. Apparently not. But that was about.
Yeah, that was all handwritten, verbal approvals, and all that kind of stuff. I've got a copy of it here if you'd like to see it.
And actually, the applicant or the owner at that time,
Looks like Seabiscuit Park.
Frank Sardella, he did the improvements to the property, such as the pool, the insulated roof structure that increased in size over the last 6 years, and obviously pulled a permit for the fence as well. So what I'm saying is that the city granted a permit to remove the trees, but apparently never were replaced. I'm not certain whether were required to be replaced, but bottom line, the property at that time went through the process.
There's a bunch of handwritten notes on the permit.
Yep.
Nothing really says anything.
The variance requested will clear up the issue regardless of the
Of anything else,
inconsistency.
correct.
I have a question, Mr. Chair.
You have a question?
Mr. Pitts has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maybe it's for Christian. I have a question in regards to the variance request listed here. It says to allow 2 trees, and maybe for the homeowner, are you looking to remove a tree? Because
No.
it says
No,
2.
no. They're just looking
Is this
to
an error?
clean
Should
up
it say
the
3
existing
trees?
conditions by cleaning the property and the requirements of the code. But there's no additional planting. It's going to be taking place, if that is your question.
So is the variance written in the report accurate to say 2 trees?
Correct. Because the value equates, what exists in there equates to 2 trees.
I understand.
Gentlemen,
100%.
this, all right. You made a statement earlier about palm trees, about palm trees not being.
They do have a different value.
Okay.
They're not hardwood. They don't have the same value in terms of canopy, right? And that's what we're looking at.
Okay.
The city, our city is a tree, USA city tree, so therefore has a specific standards related to amount of landscape, type of trees, and the single-family residence, commercial, industrial, so forth, so on.
I see the trees, I see the shrubbery and so forth.
He still needs the variance.
Okay.
So there's no vote? We can't vote on this?
We need to vote on it.
No, you did. They've already.
I make a motion? Can I make a motion?
No.
Go ahead, Mr. Chairman, go ahead. I'm ready. You need a motion?
I can make a motion if you
No,
want.
no, no.
You can't make a motion.
Is your lot larger than 8,000 square feet? Well, yes.
Yeah, it's 9,000 some odd.
Oh, wow, look at this.
I mean,
He
there's
needs
a
a
tree
tree.
right here to the left on the picture. Is that
See,
the
3
tree?
trees make 1 canopy. That's what I learned.
No, it's more so the value.
So if he needs 2 more trees, that means he needs 9.
And shrubs, and shrubs.
9.
You have
If
shrubbery.
you
Yeah.
all approve the
Yeah, you can't-
variance, he won't have an issue with what.
If we
what you're
approve this,
discussing.
he has no
Yes.
issue, correct?
Correct.
And this all dies, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Chairman?
Motion was ZVR 2026-0012.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion for approval of ZVR 2026 over 0012, slowing down my boo-boo, under 155.3011C. I need a second.
I second.
Oh,
The motion is second, Madam Clerk. Roll call.
Member Aventador?
yes.
Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Pitts?
Yes. Yes.
You say yes. Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Mr. Ruiz, you received quite a bit today.
You still need to do the other one.
Just quickly, I'm not clear,
6.
we're not clear on 6, so if you can provide clarification for the record. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so ZVR 202026-006, what is the decision of the board in regards to that petition?
Ms. Ruiz is going to table that and meet with you to make
When would you like to table it for?
In 2 months.
No, in 2 months, there will be no meeting, next available meeting will be
3
June.
months.
Will
3
be-
months is fine.
months.
So
Yes.
you believe for the first meeting in August?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Leave it
That's
alone.
okay? All right?
Could we
How's
not
that?
come to a
Okay, you got till
resolution?
August to work this out with the city.
Could we not come to a resolution today? I mean, I hate to push my luck.
Once again, sir.
I said,
Sir,
could
do
we
your
not
best.
come to a resolution
Read the
today?
room.
I hate to
Wait
push
a
my luck.
Once again,
Mr. Ruiz, read the room. Do your best.
Okay,
meet with staff, come back in 3 months. They give you a chance to make some modifications. He knows the guidelines, which we have to stay within.
Okay?
Thank you.
So we just need to put that onto the record, a motion to table until the August meeting, just so it's clear.
100%. So if the board will proceed that way for a date certain, then it is my understanding, do we have to advertise or we don't have to advertise? So in order to help the residents, so they have to pay for it.
What date is the meeting?
It will be August, what is the first Thursday of August?
Hold on a second.
Push him. I have to read the date into the hill.
It's the 6th.
Yeah, read
Yes,
the date.
it will be the 6th. So that's the determination
So,
for that
so the
date.
motion would be to table ZVR 2026-006 to August the 6th,
Yeah.
2026
That's it, 2026, 0600.
Mr. Pitts, Mr. Pitts.
at 6:30 p.m. City Commission Chambers.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to table ZVR 2026-0006 to the August 6, 2026 meeting of the Board of Adjustments in the City of Pembroke Pines chambers.
I second.
The motion is second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Member Pitts?
Yes.
Chair, Vice Chair Brito?
Yes.
Member Evan Douglas?
Yes.
Member Turner?
Yes.
Chairman Kroll?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Mr. Roots, you have the time to work with city and work with this. Congratulations on resolving some issues that's
everything
almost
else.
3 years in the making, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And the good part, you have your neighbors here to help
Thank
you
you,
out.
neighbors. Thank you, neighbors. Thank you, Christian.
Free labor, free labor.
Pizza and Coca-Cola for everybody, okay? And wheelbarrows.
No more cars, all right?
Thank you all for your attendance tonight. Thank you. Ma'am, you have a question? Come on up.
Gotta read your name in.
Whatever it was the chairman. It's his name. We're gonna call this.
Come on up.
Please come on up. Come on up. Do you have a question? Sure. Just
Okay.
push him out of the way and
You
he'll
gotta say your name.
say your name.
Yeah.
Say your name.
Come on, officially.
Okay, there we go. He's turning it on.
Your name and address, please.
I'm Diane Neal. I'm at 11910 Northwest 23rd Street, Pembroke Pines 33026. I also live across the. I understand that 7 of the variances have been approved, but that one.
We're tabling that one to reconsider.
For the drainage.
Right, for the front of the home with the circular driveway, because we have certain guidelines.
Right.
The maximum is now 40%. He's at 75%. And if we allow every home to start increasing, he has 7 cars. That's a little unusual.
Yeah.
And we have to take into consideration the fact that every homeowner does it, we have a problem and flooding.
Okay. On the subject of flooding, because you were discussing pavers, that
Yes.
there's a lot of pavers. Does it take into account that they're not solid pavers? There's a lot of rock
Yeah.
where there is drainage.
We take in
both
consideration,
in the
yes.
front and the sides.
We take in consideration.
Okay, I just thought
The old rule
appeared
was-
that there was just.
The old rule was 35%. We encourage staff to increase it to 40%, but to go to 75% is a little excessive.
Oh, okay. So
So, and for everybody here, please, any work you're gonna do in your home, please get permits.
It's Pembroke Pines.
Come to the front.
Come on down. You want to talk? I mean, man, you stretch this.
We have other business, guys.
I know, but I wanna see, he's got plenty of help to
waiting
help
for
remove the
dinner.
pavers.
Mr. Chair, if we have a business to conduct.
Right,
still,
but I'm gonna
I
give them
think-
a
I think
chance
we're-
because
100% you wanna
we're
go.
enlightening a community. And I want them to know that all work, as Victor said, must be permitted.
You're gonna get there.
Please.
You're gonna get there. Did fantastic.
I'll put my name on it.
Please.
I live exactly across from Mr. Wade. Can you hear me now?
State your name.
My name is Laura and Ernesto Cruz. We live right across from them, which means their garage is right across from my garage, okay? There's never been any flooding, not in the street, not anywhere. They take care of the landscaping very well. Their house is one of the most beautiful in the street, period. They do have a lot of cars, but they don't park it just everywhere where it's disturbing the rest of the neighbors. They park it where they're supposed to park it, inside their garage, and it's normally closed. They have cars where they take it out and put it back, but normally they're always very well taken, and they don't disturb the community at all. They never park on the street. They're parking their pavers in their spaces, and they keep up with the cleaning outside very beautifully. She even have orchids on those beautiful palm trees, which they say they're not really trees, but they are palm trees, and they are trees.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I
Ma'am,
removed
ma'am,
two big.
ma'am,
Sorry.
we've had the public discussion on this already.
No, the reason why I say this is
You had the opportunity when he asked for the public to come up to say these things. You should have came up at that
Man,
point.
he won. Come on.
But what I'm saying is, all I'm
The
saying.
hearing is over.
I know, I'm not adding anything to it. You guys are proven, and you guys are great, and you guys are here for free.
We have
appreciate
other
that.
business though.
Thank you all for your attendance.
Man,
tonight.
he won.
Thank
He
you.
won. And he's going to win number 8 probably. He's winning. Don't ruin that. Protect the win.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it, and even if we go over.
Protect the win, lady.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Good night, everyone, and
Bye-bye.
safe
Good night,
travel.
everyone. Good night. Thanks for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Christian, report.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Thanks for not throwing anything.
Christian, let's do with the report here.
Yes, yes.
We have before us the 2025-2026 draft annual report to the City Commission, which
Obviously, this is the work product that was brought up as a draft last meeting. It was sent to you today, worked with the chair. So what it rests in front of you is version 1 draft and version 2 draft. Version 1 draft includes some historical recommendations that the board has transmitted and has been brought on, carry on. However, really it's up to you to decide whether you want to include, remove some of those recommendations or simply make no recommendations.
and the recommendation that you said we may want to consider removing or underline.
Well, on the version one, there's some remarks done by the board in the past. One of them, and more specifically, item number 5, right? It talks about some HOA regulations that the board back in the day wanted to include in our city code. But due to some of the state laws that preempt the HOA, obviously they're not viable anymore. So that's my understanding, unless I'm on the wrong side. Maybe council can confirm.
You're good. Yep.
Could you?
So he's basically said there's things that prevent the city from creating laws that are more burdensome. So it's going to be hard to do that. And also there's some changes to the HOA laws in the state by the legislature. I'm not sure if that's been signed into law yet, but I know it's still on the table to be signed. So we're still not there yet. I think the items on the report are the items that have actually come through you all. And the recommendation for new changes to the code is what Christian was speaking to. We have to be very careful. The city had changes, and I'm not sure if you were working on any of that stuff, Christian, where we had to remove a lot of them that, clarified things because could be perceived as more burdensome based on, the state law that we have now, the old Senate Bill 180.
Yeah, 100%, 180. It's been worked on. The last amendment to the code was done in 2024.
Go ahead, Christian, I'm sorry.
So that's the best that I can correlate. Thanks for your support, Quentin. Like I said, our hands are somewhat tied regarding additional regulations that will create a burden on the residents.
I haven't, and just for purposes of the board, I haven't heard you all, besides the issue we just talked about with the lot coverage being increased, and I don't think you wanted to have that further increase based on, the past year.
Right.
I haven't heard any additional recommendations that you guys were, hoping to have.
We'd like to keep it, that 40% and just on a case-by-case basis.
Are we just voting on which submission from version 1 or version 2?
Pretty much. I think the case information is accurate, which is all the ZVRs that you've had over the last year, so that the commission can see it in a longer form, so that you can present the report to them saying this is the work that we've done over the past year. At this time, we're not recommending any code changes.
Correct. Okay. Now,
I'm not certain if you would like to do that, or maybe you want to discuss in the future.
Right. That's the question. But it's going to be hard to do more restrictive code changes. And I haven't heard from you all to do anything more relax the code anymore.
More relaxed. Looking at number 5, the board recommends that homeowners association rules and regulations governing our western developments be adopted via city ordinance to apply to our eastern areas of the city not governed by a mandatory HOA. That includes parking of commercial vehicles, boats, trailers, mobile homes, campers, erection of temporary structures, prohibition of clothesline, drying, radio and TV antenna, etc.
So that part is probably going to be difficult, even if you recommend it. And just because you recommend it, obviously it doesn't mean it's going to happen, because it has to be reviewed. But If that's something you still feel, that's fine to have in the report, but it's gonna be difficult based on.
I'd rather not restrict anyone because the eastern portion, that's an older section of,
Correct.
Pembroke Pines, and they have smaller lots.
Lots, right.
Smaller, circular driveways,
Right.
smaller everything.
So Christian can take that part out for you.
Just want to make sure that you're
'Cause this-
okay, that we can remove that, that's your decision. Like
Yeah.
I said,
I
it's
think
been
that was-
historically brought up to commission,
Right.
stays on the book, nothing really has been discussed. We want to put it in front of you for your decision.
Because some families still do, clothesline drying, and they do have, boats and campers in the side yard, and that's something we don't want to tackle.
There's issues.
It is
happening-
Florida.
There's issues happening with regards to some of that, right? Especially in the eastern side.
So, are we now this is for the June, do we have to vote tonight, or is something?
You have to vote tonight, so we can transmit this report to the clerk to
does
be
this
included
affect
in,
us?
for the
Well,
June
look at number
second
5.
board night meeting.
Number 5 is the one that, number 5 is something that, we're trying to say that the western portion of.
Yeah,
Pembroke
you can,
Pines-
he'll remove that at your request.
Yeah.
If-
I just want you to understand, it's basically saying the western portion of, Pembroke Pines is more restrictive, no boats and so forth, but the eastern side, we want them to comply with it. So we
I mean, the West wants to be with the East.
Well, we want to keep the east.
So
Relax.
just so, what's there now was prior discussions from the board, prior to this current sitting board and prior to some of the changes in the law. That was the things that was discussed back then.
And we-
Doesn't mean you have to agree with it right now.
What are we voting on? I am so at a loss. I'm so sorry.
no.
I don't understand any of this. Please forgive me.
Victor,
Okay.
can I explain?
Please, try.
So, as you know, in June, the city commission has all the advisory boards give their annual reports. That's what you're voting on right now. Part of the prior annual reports that this board used to produce had a clause that said, we want the east and the west to have the same provision. What the chairman is saying, he doesn't want to include that anymore.
That's correct. I understand, Mr. Chairman.
So now you're gonna tell Christian to remove that before that report's filed with the city's clerk.
Yeah,
That would be great.
yeah.
Okay.
Imagine people on the east side can have boats and campers and clotheslines, and that's not.
They're gonna keep 134.
Yeah.
But the West Side, they live in these homeowner-established communities, and they know what they're buying when they get in there.
Yeah, but the east side is grandfathered in from 1960.
Yeah, well, they don't have a homeowner.
So is the rest okay with you all?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I guess.
Do we have to vote or just?
Yeah, you should vote, just
Okay.
so it's clear.
Okay.
All right.
Understood, make a clear motion, so I can go ahead and remove that section.
So the motion would be to approve the draft with the removal of that
Number
particular number.
What if I want number 2?
You want number 2?
What is number 2, with the east and the west?
You like
Oh.
number 2?
What's the difference between version 1 and version 2?
One has no recommendations, and then one has 5 recommendations. I just want to make no recommendations. So how
You
do
want to
we
make,
vote on that?
you want to make no recommendation.
Well, that's what we send it to, so you can take a look at it, read it, understand it, and
We said
decide
1, 3, and 4.
what
You
would you
want number
like
2 in
to
there?
include
You like to?
or not.
No, he wants
Remove.
the one that has no additional recommendations. That's something that you're able to do, obviously. Because the recommendations you may not want now, or you may not agree with.
Just keep in mind that some of these regulations is to maintain
The adjustment
aesthetic
board.
aspects of our city. They little by little they're disappearing. Partially, this board is contributing to some of that by approving all the variances
You're
and all
cutting
the
our throat.
requests. I just want to make that clear because that falls on you.
No recommendations, no adjustment board.
Is that true?
That's not true.
It looks like.
You think you gotta lose your job? You make no recommendations?
That's what he just said.
No, he didn't.
He didn't say it like that? What did he say? There could be, maybe, you have to read between the lines,
Let's
right?
look at, version
Christian
1.
doesn't have that authority, so
No,
I know he didn't say
No,
that.
he was just
I'm
communicating his
making-
opinion. I understand that.
Could you,
Gentlemen.
Can we want to just vote on each
Gentlemen.
1 through 5?
Can we
Gentlemen,
only please talk
could you
one at a
please, we're
time?
trying to conduct business. I appreciate the respect that I deserve, so what I'm saying is that it's up to you to make a recommendation to be included in the report, right? Also, I'm reminding you that you are leaders that assist the city and the commission to maintain the aesthetic qualities of the city. During the last report that we put together, basically, the board approves everything. That's a concern of me and staff, but it's your decision. That's all I got to say.
You upset?
Okay, what about, we put a motion to accept 1 through 4 and remove 5 that puts the same roads.
Please, Mr. Turner, go ahead.
Yeah. So motion to move forward for recommendations 1 through 4 to be approved and removing recommendation number 5.
Under version 1. Under version 1.
Under version 1. Oh, yeah. Version 1, yes.
Where's 5?
Second?
Yeah.
Second.
The motion and second,
Who seconded?
Madam Clerk?
Pitts.
Okay, thank you. Are you just gonna do a voice vote, or
We're going with version 1, removing.
do you want a roll
not-
call?
Voice vote.
Do you want a
No.
roll call or voice vote?
I'm gonna go with roll call or voice
Roll
vote?
call, please.
Okay, Member Turner,
Yes.
Member Pitts,
No.
Member Avendondolo,
Yes.
Member Brito,
Yes.
Chairman Crawl.
Yes,
Okay, passes 4-1.
thank you.
Is that it?
No, we got to do the absences, and then we'll be done.
Ace,
Secretary,
Ace was absent.
is that version 1 removing 5?
Yes,
Thank you.
absent vote.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to recommend the excuse of Ace America.
Second.
Motion and second, let's do all consent, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Any further business, Mrs. Zamora? Now, in this report, when I present it, do we hand a copy to the commissioners, or we just come out and read it?
That day, you will have to come in as the board chair and provide a report.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
They'll
so.
have a copy of it, because he's going to give it to the city.
Provided by
Exactly.
the
Once
clerk.
I make the change, as a formality, I will send it through you all to make sure that that's what they want. So the chair responds. I will transmit that to the clerk. We will transmit to the clerk on June. Correct. That's board night.
Okay.
One more thing. There's no May meeting, so next meeting it will be June 3rd.
June 3rd.
Okay.
And the commission meeting is when?
Same place, same here.
June 3rd and the commission.
And then you
meeting
will
is-
have board night. So board night, I think, guys.
Wait,
I'm not certain with the
wait,
dates, but I'm.
So we're meeting June 3rd. When is commission meeting?
Do we have to go for it now?
Our meeting is the 4th.
Okay, thank you.
So you'll be here 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, like last night. All right, any further discussion tonight? Meeting adjourned at 7:48.